Hey guys, Doc here, and I don't normally double dip, but I just wanted to talk to you guys in the Greatest Hits series about this Miracleman Volume 3 Olympus that I picked up the other day. So let's go ahead and dive in and take a look. Alright, so this is what it actually looks like. Like I said, and the only problem that it has is it's got this crease that goes all the way down most of the cover. But in case you haven't read this, this is Alan Moore's masterclass in the deconstruction and reconstruction of superheroes. This was written by Alan Moore and drawn completely by John Totleben and Tom Yates. Well, with Tom helping on the last issue, issue 16. The artwork in this is classic Totleben with details out the wazoo. You'll recognize those kind of lines and that kind of art from the Swamp Thing run, where he was inker over Steve Bissette. You also have the introduction of characters like Miraclewoman, who was a creation from Dr. Gargunza back in the 1950s. This shows how she was created and kind of her origin story, how she was really something back in the 1950s, but how Gargunza tried to manipulate her and make her so much less and more objectified than what she actually was. You get these beautiful scenes, this artwork by John Totleben. And the story by Alan Moore just complements it. This is hands down one of the greatest superhero stories I've ever read. I hunted down in my mid-20s all the individual issues, but I never really thought that I would have this trade paperback that shows this beautiful artwork here. He talks about how this is part of the trifecta of Watchmen, V for Vendetta, and Miracleman. And what this story talks about is the rise of Miracleman into something greater than what he was. He accepts his godhood. He accepts that he is a superhero on a level unlike any other. He takes the Superman mythos and the Superman legend to its absolute extreme. He's thoughtful in the beginning. He dances in his own mind and in his own heart, trying to discover what's most important about this life, about the humans. He talks to his daughter, Winter, who, although she's just a baby, she can fly and she can talk. He has friends like the Warp Smith, Miraclewoman, and Moon, who's a fire drake. He doesn't like to burn, but he likes to burn things. He's into burning things. Meanwhile, we go back and we have Johnny Bates, who is still in this orphanage. And his alter ego is taunting him, saying all you have to do is say the word. But as long as you don't say the word, you're on your own. I can't help you. Miracleman decides for the best of himself, humanity, and his wife to forego his humanity anymore and move merely into being Miracleman all the time. Meanwhile, something terrible happens to Johnny Bates. And it causes him to lash out and become extremely violent. And you have issue 15, which to me is one of the bloodiest comic books and most violent comic books that's ever been seen. Johnny goes and takes out his anger and his frustration in full measure in London. They drop the Bank of London with all of its coin inside of it. And it could not contain him at all. Meanwhile, you have Miracle Woman coming in, who's easily dispatched. You have the Warp Smith, who warps him into a solid block of granite, which he breaks through. One of the reasons that this is one of the great hits of all time is because it's a morality tale. And it's a chance for people to live out their super-powered fantasies. But at the same time, where does the reality come in? Where do you realize I'm not a god and I have to stop? Unfortunately, in the story, Miracleman doesn't ever come to that conclusion. He attains that status that Londoners give to him because they're afraid of him. It's not a mutually respectful balance of power. It's a forceful shift because he saved them at great cost to their city and to themselves and to him, at the cost of his humanity. But this book and the artwork that comes with it are hands down one of my favorite things to read. And at the end of it, you have part 6, chapter 6, Olympus. It shows this wonderful tower that has been erected over London. You have Margaret Thatcher. You have the powers that used to control things. They've taken the nuclear warheads away so that nobody has that ability. They've tried to heal the world and the universe and Earth. And all through it is love and release. And it's almost like it's a brand new day. And at the end, you get to see this giant Olympus. I mean, the detail on these pages is just amazing. And at the end of the night, you get Miracleman looking over the city, looking over his kingdom. If you haven't read this, I wouldn't say to try to go out and pick up this particular book because it was an absolute fluke that I ever got it. But I would say go out and pick up a copy of the individual new Marvel issues that came out. I want to say they were reprinted in 2012 to 2013 maybe. Or go get the trade paperbacks. Those are readily available as well. But Miracleman, Olympus, Volume 3 by Alan Moore and John Totleben is most definitely one of the greatest hits in all of comicdom. What do you guys think? Have you ever read this story? And if you have, are you as impressed with it as I am? Or was it just another superhero story to you? Let me know in the comments below, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Have a great night.